Hey everyone, stay tuned for this video wrap-up of the Arkansas Shrimp Tank, where you're going to learn how to go from a shrimp to a shark in the business world. Welcome to the post-Arkansas Shrimp Tank podcast video wrap-up. We just finished a great show with Cynthia Burleson, who is the director of the Insurance and Risk Management Department at UCA, University of Central Arkansas. And I'm here with my co-host, Matt Haas. Typically, I'm co-hosting, and my host is Rich Jensen, but he's down in Puerto Rico. Rich, hope you watch the show and enjoying it down there. Weather must be great down there. Wish we could join you sometime. Maybe we can have an Arkansas Shrimp Tank one time down there. But anyway, Cindy, it's great to have you here. It was a great show. I really encourage our viewers and our listeners to watch or listen to the whole podcast. But one of the things that in the podcast that came about that was really, really enlightening for me, and I think for all of us, and I think will be enlightening for our viewers and our listeners, is kind of to explain how the difference between insurance and risk management. And what you try to do in the courses that you teach there to your students.
There is a huge difference between insurance and risk management. When some people think of the insurance and risk management program, insurance is what they think of. Risk management is so much broader than that. There's actually a full process for risk management, and we could spend a whole lot of time talking about that process. Insurance is a risk management technique.
Yeah.
So it's one of the techniques that a company or an individual can use to address their risk, to mitigate the possible losses that they could face, to make those better. It's a risk transfer technique. It's one way that we transfer the cost of a loss to an insurance company instead of having to bear that cost. And most of us are aware of that. Anyone who drives a vehicle understands that when you take out an insurance policy, you may have a $500 deductible. That's your cost of the loss that you're bearing. But you've transferred the rest of that cause of that loss, if you have an auto accident, to the insurance company. So it's a risk transfer technique that's used. There's a lot more to risk management than that.
And we talked about on the podcast that there are risks you can't get insurance for.
Exactly.
And so one of the great things that a consultant and advisor in the insurance industry can become to his clients is helping them think through those risks and how do you address those. And we talked about with the sponsor of this show, the BRS companies, that we look at the 4 deadly Ds. The deadly D of premature death, the deadly D of disability, the deadly D of disease. A lot of those can be solved through insurances, and if they're important things to look at. And then the deadly D of dissolution, whether it's a dissolution of a marriage or a dissolution of a business. So those are things that we talked about on the podcast, and again, I encourage our viewers to listen to the entire podcast.
So one of the great things I learned is that UCA has the only INR, insurance and risk management major or degree, I guess, in the state, right? And you have a very successful placement program. You said you don't know anybody who's graduated who doesn't have a job, so somewhere around 99%. But tell us about the different types of jobs and opportunities available if we have a student watching who says, hey, that might be something I'm interested in.
If we have someone who might have an interest in majoring in insurance and risk management at UCA, there's so many different options that you have. There's so many different areas. If you want to work on a company side, which there's a difference, the company side versus the agency side. Inside the company, you have marketing. People with marketing degrees can actually do very good jobs. If anyone ever sees commercial, I always tell my students, have you ever seen a Progressive commercial? Who do you think put that together? It wasn't an actuary or an underwriter. It was a marketing rep, or a marketing person. So there's marketing, and then there's the actuarial jobs for those who are math focused and good at analyzing numbers. So
there's the tech side,
the data analysts, the tech side, building all of this new technology that insurance companies are having to look
Right.
at and
Right.
and work on. You've got to have someone to build that. So the
Right.
tech side as well. Then you have your underwriters, claims adjusters, and then you come down to the agency side where you have your insurance agencies, your customer service reps, account executives. There's so many different areas that you can work in on both the insurance, on both the agency and company side, or risk management.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole different field.
Whole different field. Yeah,
Whole
that's
different
really
field.
good. That's really good. You also talked on the podcast about how the industry is evolving, and that was very enlightening too, how you see things changing. Share that with our viewers.
I do, and I do see the biggest change in insurance, and we've been saying this for a few years. It's really been coming about for a few years. Is the greater presence in with technology? Have to get things to where those who are, especially you're dealing with millennials, and I don't know, is it still millennials? Has it changed to something else?
Yeah, you got Gen Xer right here.
That's why I was looking.
Millennial producer, and we've got
Right.
the iGen generation, right?
Right, and
Yeah.
and with all of our children who are coming up now, and for those who have children at home, how they can use technology.
Right.
I mean, my 10-year-old granddaughter picked up my Mac computer, and
Yeah.
she's just going everywhere on it. She knows how to use it. So when people are searching for insurance
Right.
and looking to address their insurance needs, now maybe not your large commercial accounts, and that won't change. I don't believe that will change. They're too complicated.
Yeah.
But most people want to be able to just pick up something and go in there and
Yeah.
look it up on their phone. And even within the agencies want to do business with companies that there's an ease of doing business. And technology is a lot of how that ease of doing business comes
Right.
about.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. Well, Cindy, great show. Thank you very much. Share with our viewers the easiest way to get a hold of you if they have any questions.
Right. The easiest way to get a hold of me, if you ever have any questions, is through my email. My email address is cburleson, cburleson3
Right.
at uca.edu.
Right.
Or you can always go to the UCA
go to the
website,
website.
and look at
Are there
it
two
up.
other Cindy Burlesons at UCA?
Not that I'm aware of.
And why are you number 3?
We've wondered that. Everybody has asked. We've wondered that. I have
right.
no idea.
Well, great. Thank you again for a great show and podcast. And we encourage all of our viewers to listen to the podcast. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And really to consider, the opportunities that are available in the insurance industry and risk management industry. So you can always reach us. Look at our shows at arkansas.shrimptankpodcast.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to become a shark in the business world. We all start out as shrimp.